Former England international Ikram Butt asks RFL to act. It's a small moment that would have a large meaning. The first Muslim to represent England's rugby league side has joined the growing number of calls for the Rugby Football League to follow the example of other sports and introduce pauses allowing players observing Ramadan to break their fasts as a matter of urgency. A number of Super League players are currently fasting during Ramadan, with the London Broncos duo, Ilyas Makani and Hakim Milaudi, recently revealing to The Observer that Milaudi was forced to break his fast mid-match, consuming food and drink while the game was ongoing due to the lack of a proper break for players to eat their first meal after sunset, known as the iftar. The Salford centre Ian MacDonald did the same during their match against Lyon Saturday evening. Last year, football gave referees the authority to stop matches to allow Muslim players to break their fast, and Ikram Butt, the former Leeds and London player who was capped by England in 1995, has called on the RFL to do the same as early as this weekend to not only support players, but also to send a message that rugby league is open and welcoming to all. Butt told The Guardian, "Rugby league is such a demanding game, it's not sensible for Muslim players to be expected to give as much as they do without having a proper break. Iftar breaks are now common in the Premier League, but the sport of rugby league, despite being such a welcoming and family sport, seems to be behind the curve on this one. We are usually one of the first to introduce innovations, and the RFL should be bringing in an official break as soon as this weekend." The Premier League provided guidance to their referees last year to stop play at an agreed time so that players could break their fast, and I'm urging the RFL to do the same. It's a small moment that would have a large meaning. Butt is chair of the dual-code British Asian Rugby Association, which campaigns for inclusion and equality for players from South Asian communities. He continued, "Rugby league is seen as being an open and welcoming sport, and a small step such as this would signal to people from an Islamic faith of all ages that it is a sport that would welcome them. By making what is a small gesture that could be fitted into the natural breaks in a game anyway, the RFL could inspire a new generation of athletes and enthusiasts."